Yes, good morning, our cherished viewers and listeners, and thank you very much for joining us on yet another edition of the UBA Ghana Business Series. We're excited to come your way this morning with conversations on customer experience and managing relationships, etc. We have an amazing guest in the house today, one you haven't thought of before, but she's an expert in this field of customer experience. She drives customer experience in the UBA West Africa region. She covers 4 different countries in UBA, and that's also the experience that she comes with in this job. So she's going to give us some insights today. Join us with your questions and comments. Drop us a question in the chat, and we'll bring it up to our guest. Our guest this morning is Mrs. Yvonne Quashie, the regional head for customer experience for Ghana and West Africa Anglophone region. Good morning, Yvonne, and thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Henry. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Yvonne. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Am I audible? Hello, Henry.
Good. So good to have you here. So what are we talking about this morning, Yvonne? Yes. So what are we talking about this morning?
Okay. So once again, good morning to
Yes,
everybody.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Right. Okay. So once again, good morning to everyone on the call. Today we're going to talk about enhancing customer experience and building strong relationships. That's basically what we're discussing today. Henry? Hello, Henry. Hi, Henry. Are you on the call? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Okay. So we seem to be having some. Yeah. Yes, you're on the call. I can hear you now. I think we had some network glitch a while ago, but we can hear you loud and clear now. So, if you are ready, Yvonne, we are ready. Your audience are ready for you. Take it away and give us some insights on enhancing customer experience and building relationships. Please, if you have a question or comment, just drop them into the chat. Whether you're listening to us on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Instagram, drop us your comments and questions, and we'll bring it up to Yvonne after her presentation, and then we'll take it away from there. So, Yvonne, you have all the floor.
Okay, thank you, Henry, and thank you guys for joining the session. Like I said, we're talking about enhancing customer experience and building strong relationships. My name is Yvonne Quashie. As Henry said, I'm the Anglophone West Africa regional head, and I also double as the CX head for Ghana, UBA Ghana. So I'm happy to take you on this journey. Now, basically, we're going to go very fast, and we'll try and make it as practical as possible. What we want to achieve by the end of the session is to understand what customer experience is and how it impacts your business growth. Another thing too, we want to now see what are the practical CX strategies that are tailored for you, the SMEs. We also want to know how you can use social media to improve CX, because let's face it, social media is powerful in these times, right? We also want to be able to prevent and professionally manage customer concerns, because you dealing with people, there's always going to be a point that you have to utilize your strategies to manage them more effectively. Now, we're hoping that once we are done, you'll walk away with actionable steps to enhance customer experience and build customer loyalty. The truth is, we cannot do a total justice to this topic. There are key aspects that you may need to research a bit more on, but this will give you the stepping stone to improve on your experience for your customers. Okay, so before I start, the first thing I want to say, I had an experience, all right? Last year, I think it was somewhere in July, I wanted to surprise my husband. I said, you know what, let me take him out, let me chill him, let me make him feel special. I go on TikTok and I get so many good recommendations. I chose one that came highly recommended. Now, guess what? I go on the net. I book it's a small hideout. So I book the hotel. I say, okay, I want this, I want that. Every information is there. So you just do your self booking. Now, after 2 days, I wasn't getting information. Nobody has confirmed that they've seen my booking. Nobody has called to ask any information. I was just at loss. So I get their telephone number. I call. First person, the first time the person didn't pick. Second time the person picked and said, "Oh, you know what? I will check. I don't think we even have rooms available now. I'll check and get back to you." Guess what? She never got back to me. Subsequently, I decided that, okay, you know what, I still want to go to this place. It looked really good, so let me continue. I called her, and she says, oh, she forgot. And then she now says that, okay, let me book you now. I have to fill the entire form again. And guess what, she says that, no, this form does not come to us, it goes to my boss, so I have to take the information from you on the phone. Question is, why did I have to go through that entire process of booking and filling the form online, only to be told that it doesn't get to the people? It actually gets to the boss, who is not in the country, which means they can't even use it. Fast forward, we finish all of that. I check the information. I see that I can see access to every customer's information. Everybody that had used the form before, I could see their telephone number, I could see the room they went into, I can see the people that were coming in. Can you imagine the privacy and breach? That means that I could have easily seen any other person. It could have been one of you. I would be calling you and saying, oh, I saw you went here yesterday. Right now, the entire experience was the entire process getting to the place. Even the map was not reliable, because they kept taking us to different places. We got there and the people were okay. The service was okay. The only problem was that they didn't plan for food for us. Okay, now that was one part. Then subsequently in the year, my colleague and I, we had a professional assignment. So we said we're going to Takadi to do that assignment. We decided to book Red Mango. Now, see how I'm mentioning Red Mango, because at the end of the day, I had a good experience there, so you can tell. Now, Red Mango, from all we had to do, go on the net, we booked, we got information from Red Mango. Am I audible? Just to confirm. Hello, Henry.
Yes, Yvonne, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Continue. We can hear
Okay,
you.
great. All right. So we go through the process, Red Mango. The moment we submitted, we got confirmation, everything is done. We reached out to the person on WhatsApp. I did not call. I sent information on WhatsApp. I was giving all the information. He gave me times he will come. Even when we came after food had ended. They had prepared for us. So we knew exactly what we were going to eat on our journey back there. The entire process was very easy and smooth. The question now is, if I decide that I'm going, where will I recommend to other people? If somebody asked me today, what if to recommend somewhere, a business, for them to go and have fun there, where would I recommend? What is the difference between that other hotel we went to at Red Mango? The difference is customer experience. The difference is customer experience in the sense that the entire process, the entire journey had been curated for Red Mango as compared to the other place. Now, it's not to say that there was no customer service for the other business, but the issue now is one was more enjoyable. The entire process was more enjoyable. And that will bring us to, why do you need to even start your business? A lot of you will say that, you know what, the main purpose of starting my business is to make money and earn profits, which is true. But guess what? The main purpose, as was said by Professor Theodore Levitt, is for every business and organization, is to get and keep customers. The key word is to get the customers. And after you get the customers, you keep your customers. So that is one of the main purposes of having it. Now, the issue then is, how do we get and keep customers? It is through customer experience. Now, if you can guess, I spoke about the people being good. The people side is the service aspect of your business. The fact that your people are smiling, the fact that your people are courteous, they are respectful, all those things fall under customer experience, but under the people side. Your entire customer experience is the perception, the overall perception your customer will have of your brand. And it is based on every interaction they see. For instance, somebody can see your business on in a newspaper and you've spelled something wrongly. Immediately they start thinking, oh, were these people not thorough? Are these people even, do they even see fine details? They start to think, especially if the person is that's detailed, they start to form a perception about you. But it was just a newspaper. The person hasn't, you've not had the opportunity to win the person, but they formed a perception about you. The person eventually goes on social media and sees that you're doing something untoward, something that is out of the ordinary, and the person is fascinated. The person is fascinated, so the person is trying to, okay, what is going on here, and gets good information. First of all, the person is now going to say, oh, these people are giving me vital information. They are forming a perception about you. However, if they go and they see you fighting with customers on the net or something, they may not have the time to go through everything to find out that, in fact, you are the one in the right. All they know is that you were fighting with customers online. They formed a perception about you. So, with customer experience, it's not just service, it is the quality of your product, it's your responsiveness, it's your communication, it's the environment you find yourself in, it's the consistency. Okay, it is important that as you are working on your experience, you're looking at every touch point, whether it's the processes, whether it's your people, or the quality of the product and services you're giving. Now, what it does is that it will provide you with loyalty. You will get customers. Remember what Theodore said. He says to get and keep customers. So it will attract customers to you. It will also help you to keep them, which is your loyalty. You will be getting referrals, which is more getting of customers. And overall, you'll be getting your business growth. Now, why does it matter for you as a business owner? Remember, the two companies that we were talking to, the two hotels, they are giving the same business. In fact, it is even likely that maybe the chef could be better in one. It is even possible that the amenities in one could even be higher. But what will help you stand out in competitive markets is your customer experience. And now more than ever, this has become critical. Another thing too you need to remember is that repeat customers will spend 67% more than new customers. The new customer coming is not sure. They're like, are these people actually good? So they will take their chances and maybe do one or two things with you. But the person who has tested and tried you and is coming back again is likely to keep coming. Is likely to say, you know what, I need a shoe as well. The slippers is not enough. And maybe a matching bag as well. So they will spend more when they are coming as repeat customers. They will support your sustainable growth. What is the point in starting a business and then you are not able to sustain the business? So sustainability is extremely important. Recall when we had COVID in 2020, I think. Remember the number of businesses that could not thrive, businesses that had to shut down. Sustainable business is customer experience. That is the secret to sustainable business. Remember also that bad CX can be very expensive. And I'll give you examples as we go along. Remember, we've already talked about retention. Word of mouth is extremely powerful. Even now, as we speak, if I need something, all I have to do is put it on WhatsApp. I need XYZ. You should see the number of people that will be responding. Why are they responding? Because they have tested and tried, and they know that these businesses are giving excellent customer experience. So the question now is, when do you need to improve your CS? What signs do you need to have or to see that, Charlie, I have work to do when it comes to my business? Number one thing is that your customers are not returning or they are not referring others. When they come and try you, they say thank you, they are gone. Every time you keep going back to them to say, oh, we'll come, and they never come. The next thing you see, they've posted something else from a competitor of yours. That's a sign that you need to improve your CX. Another thing too is that you're receiving complaints about your service or product quality. The moment you start, you have to identify that there's a gap that needs to be closed. So do not see it as somebody trying to destroy your business. See it as an opportunity to improve the CX. Again, your sales have plateaued. You know, some businesses, let's say those in who handle gifts, hampers, and all of that. A lot of times they are seasonal, right? So Mother's Day is coming. You'll see a lot of those things. However, when it gets to Mother's Day period, you used to make maybe 5 or 10 basket hampers. Now you're making just one, and even that you had to even go and beg the person. That is something to tell you that maybe, perhaps, there's something more that you need to do to improve the CX. And finally, you rely heavily on discounts. Using discounts is a good way to attract customers. However, it's not sustainable. Again, they say that value for money, right? So if you are giving value for money, there's a likelihood that you may not necessarily need to resort to using discounts all the time. So if you have to say, oh, 50% discount, oh, 20% discount, that before you get people to patronize your business, that is a recipe for disaster, and it's an opportunity for you to improve on your CX. Now, what makes a strong CX strategy for SMEs? And we are specifically focusing on SMEs. Consistency. It cannot be good today and then tomorrow is bad. I cannot go and say red mango.
So, what makes a strong CX strategy? Thank you very much, Yvonne. And we are still on the business series, UBA Ghana Business Series. We encourage you to drop your questions and comments on the chat, and we will see you. Thank you very much, Yvonne. And we are still on the business series, UBA Ghana Business Series. We encourage you to drop your questions, drop your comments in the chat session. We're going on to what makes a strong CX strategy. Yes, Yvonne, you have the floor. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so again, question is, what makes a strong CX strategy? What is it that you need to use? What strategies do you need to use? And I was talking about consistency. It's extremely important you're consistent. Look, it's better to be consistently improving than you improve today and then tomorrow you completely decline. So it's important that your quality is the same every single time. Now, I was giving a case in point. I spoke about red mango, and I personally loved the experience there. So imagine I go and recommend red mango like I'm doing to you guys, right? And then you guys go there and they disappoint. There's no consistency. So automatically, that value that they got, that benefit they got from the experience I had would have been lost. We need to also look at clarity of information. And to be honest with you, a lot of the SMEs that I engage, a lot of times it is just a matter of clear communication. You need to give them information on your pricing, your policies, your processes. If you have been scammed before, so you do not do payment on delivery, you need to be able to communicate it clearly that, you know what, I don't do payments on delivery, but these are the alternatives. You understand? If you have certain policies that you work with, you need to maybe 50% deposit, you need to engage. It is, if you have pricing, you have your pricing changing. It is not today you give the price is 5 cedis today, then tomorrow you change your mind. I check, transport has increased, so you let me make it 10 cedis. No communication. The person purchases only for you to change. It brings a lot of issues. Empathy is a strategy you need to have. It's very difficult to put yourself in a customer's shoes sometimes when you're the business owner, because you're also looking at your bottom line. But when you put yourself in the customer's shoes, a lot of times it helps you to make the right decisions. So you're able to understand and care about the customer's concerns. If you see that, okay, if this were done to me, how would I feel about it? It helps you to better understand the customer's thought process and provide the right solutions for them. Now, responsiveness is another strategy. Look, anybody will tell you for a fact. Recently, I think there was a social media brouhaha that was going on, and the only thing was the fact that the people feel that you are not giving them information. Okay, so you have this problem. Tell me what the problem is. Let me know. Let me make a decision. But it's not that I'm not getting the information, I'm not getting the item either. Nothing is happening. So responsiveness is extremely important if you want to drive customer experience for your business. Now, let me just give you some tips for your business to build your customer relationship. It's very simple. You need to build trust. People align with businesses or the individuals that they trust. It means that at all times you need to be honest as much as possible. I know a lot of our salespeople, when they're going, they want to just overpromise as much as possible. Avoid that, because you see, you need them to know that if Yvonne says, I will give you X at 2 p.m., it is X at 2 p.m. that you're getting. Or at best, she's even going to give you X at 1:50 p.m. It is very important to build trust. You need to learn to personalize the interactions. You need to be able to use, if it is their names, use their names, especially when they come to your shops, when they reach out to you on social media or WhatsApp. You need to learn to personalize it. Now, personalization is not just knowing their names. It could also be that you know that, okay, Henry likes a lot of maybe ice cream and a specific type of ice cream, right? What you would want to do is when you get those things, you can just send Henry a message. Oh, I have some of what you want. It's a very good strategy because the person says, hey, how is it that this person is thinking about me? Or sometimes you're also celebrating their milestones, birthdays, anniversary, maybe the first time the person reached out to you. Maybe they were part of the first 10 people. I think quite recently, so I have some of the people that I support and support with their businesses. And one of such is a nails company, right? And so I think it was Valentine's Day, and I was expecting to nash. Really, I wasn't expecting anybody to do anything for me. I'm there, and I get a call, and they say, "Oh, you have an item from XYZ company." I said, "Hey, where is this one coming from?" Is it my husband that has now started becoming very, fun and all of that? But guess what? It was a business I patronized, one of these SMEs. Now, all she did was to bring a nice bit of chocolate and a flower just to say thank you for the business. To be honest with you, it felt really special. And you can bet that I actually placed an order for something from them because I felt that I don't do so much with the person. So, how is it that they're still thinking about me? These things create an emotional bank for your customers, and you don't need to break the bank. Just look for simple ways to put these things in there. Learn to keep your word. Learn to keep your word. I cannot overemphasize this. It builds strong relationships once you're able to do that. You need to make sure that your communication is open. Keep it open. If it is SMS you use a lot, make sure it's always available and you're responding. If it is WhatsApp updates, make sure you're checking your updates, you're sending your updates. If it is email, make sure that you're doing that as well. And give as many platforms as you can manage. Remember, you are trying to manage the expectations of your customers as well. Show appreciation. Simple thank you notes, simple calling the person out on calling them on social media, tagging them, for something that they've done for you also goes a long way to build an emotional bond with your customers. Always ask for feedback. You see, you can never, they say what gets measured gets done. So it's always good to ask. Sometimes feedback can be very painful. But when you sit back and you look at it, you see the growth that it's able to give you. You see the opportunities it gives you. So always ask for feedback. And when you ask for feedback, don't be like those companies that they'll keep asking for feedback and they don't do anything with it. You need to act on it. You need your people to know that, oh, they said this doesn't work. And now you have fixed it and it's working and you're giving them feedback. Okay, remember to follow up after sales and just find out from the customers, were you happy? A lot of times I see people asking for videos, testimonials. Those are all good ways to engage with your customers and also make them know that you value them. But why would I tell you everything and not give you strategies to use and not give you tools and low cost ideas that you can use? Look, as SMEs, I understand some of you can really afford to use all the big technology we have. However, you don't really need to break the bank to be able to deliver on these things. There are platforms that you can leverage without necessarily spending so much. WhatsApp business has so much potential. So if you're an SME and you're not using WhatsApp business, you should consider it. You can set your times, you can set automatic replies, you can work on your broadcast list, so many things. You can create a catalog so that even when you are not available, your customers are shopping. They are seeing the things they want. They'll send it to you. When you come up, you see the things, you reach out and you close your deal. So you can use WhatsApp business. You can use Google Forms, which is free for feedback collection and learn. You can make it as simple as possible depending on what you need. Canva, why do we need designing and design? And I'm not an expert in that regard, but one thing that you can know for a fact is that when your wording is too long, when you send a long text message, people don't really read it. You see, the human being, the average human has an attention span of like 3 seconds to make a decision whether they want to read or not. So what you want to do is to create a design that is captivating, that is catchy, so that your customers would want to read more. And so Canva is a platform. There's so much information on YouTube. You can look at it and learn how to use Canva to create your designs. We talk about customer relationship management tools. Start simple. And Excel is a way to go. And there are still tutorials. You can just go on YouTube and say, how can I create a membership so and so with Excel? And you get information. It will guide you. Right now, technology and AI is available for you to use. You can use Google Sheets as well to manage, at least have a customer database, especially for the small businesses and the startups. Use that so that you know when your customer started, you can have some information. And as you grow, you are able to have good information to appreciate your customers. Now we come to the power of social media in customer experience. The question now is social media really important? Yes. Right now, every single thing you do it's likely to go on social media. You may see somebody in a far village somewhere, something will happen, someone will take a video, it will go viral. So social media is extremely powerful. Now you can use the power of this social media either for your good or it can tarnish the image of your brand. And so what you need to do is leverage the power of social media for your business. You need to learn to humanize your business. It's not always transactional. Are there things that you can do behind the scenes? Maybe a few of us chatting, maybe your businesses, your workers doing some few works, or you go. I know somebody who does content, and what she does is, I think she does beats. So what she does is she will take you to the market where she sources for her raw materials and let you see. And then by the time she finishes the entire vlog, you're going to now see the finished package. You went on the journey with the person, so you are likely to also want to connect. And then what that does for you is that you get to see the humanness of the business and you emotionally connect with the business. Okay. You also want to learn instant feedback. Do not leave comments unresponded to. Now you know there are scammers all over social media. So your customers need to feel that know for a fact that you're a genuine business. Most of these pages that are impersonating businesses, a lot of the times they mute their comment section. So if you're also not commenting, what you're telling your people is that you could be one of them. Meanwhile, you're doing genuine business. So you need to engage, you need to give feedback. You need to, when they reach out to you in DMs, you need to give information to them. It's extremely important. You need to learn to build a community. If you go on social media, there are some pages that they have specific people that they always engage with. It's very important. Use storytelling, and I went through this and this happened. People connect more with that. And then social media listening is also very important. You don't need to, again, look for big technology to do it. You can be using a specific hashtag, and time and again, you just go and check what are the comments, or look for people that are tagging you. What are they saying about your brand? These are all things that you need to look at. Remember that you have to choose a platform that your customers, your target customers, are most active on and create a consistent engagement with them. Okay, so we're getting to the end of our discussions, but I want to also discuss avoiding the pitfalls of social media with you, because I would encourage you, like I said, social media can make or unmake your brand, right? So avoid certain things. The first thing is avoid being political or controversial and posting controversial content on your social media. There's no point. If you have your friends around, you can have your conversation, but there's no point in using your business account to do that. Sometimes you see a business, let's say Henry Dotte and Co, and or a Henry Dotte, what do you call it, maybe business entity, and Henry Dotte business entity is seriously fighting NDC or seriously fighting MPP. That is not what you want. Imagine you have your major customers are low key of the opposite political party. You have lost them, because you know how people can be passionate, or somebody some a controversial content, something that people have their own feelings about, and you are also using your business page to engage. Please avoid that. Always keep your interactions professional. Look, there are so many people that are watching you that you don't even know are watching you. So as much as possible, keep them in professional. There are people that will engage with your brand a number of times before they actually buy from you. So the moment they are making their decisions and you become unprofessional, they move. Don't argue publicly with customers. I think I spoke about that. What it does is it weakens your brand. We all know that the customer may not necessarily always be right. They say the customer is always right. What I have learned over the period is the customer is always right in his perception of your service. So he's right in how he felt after engaging you. He's right in how you made him feel after he engaged you. You can't take his feelings from him. What you can do, however, is to make sure that you are guiding his feelings towards positivity, which is why they say smile, which is why they say use thank you, please, and all of that. So you have to try and avoid publicly engaging with customers, arguing with customers. Find a way of engaging them, letting them understand the situation clearly, and then if you can meet them halfway, meet them halfway, rather than they make a video, then you also make your video. Yeah, let's see who can talk. No, that's not necessary. And then always respond with empathy and clarity. I think we spoke about that. Remember, you can use social media. Some platforms like Instagram will allow you to pin the key information. I'm sure if you engage with social media, you see that some people will say, start from here. Another person will say, check pinned post. You can pin those information so they can have access to it. Okay. Remember also, this is the tip for you. You can turn unhappy customers into brand advocates by resolving issues swiftly and publicly. All right. So now, how do you deal smartly with customers? There are two aspects of this. First, you have to try and prevent issues. Communicate your prices clearly. We've spoken about that. Let there be no surprise. The person has planned, they've saved their money. You said 1,000 Ghana cedis. I've saved 1,000 Ghana cedis. When I came yesterday, it was 1,000 Ghana cedis. Today, when I refresh, it is now 1,005 Ghana cedis. It makes it seem as if you are not being transparent with them. Whereas you can give them some time in May, on the 15th of May, prices will change. XYZ, things like that. It communicates transparency. Share your terms and conditions visibly. Be upfront about delivery times or refunds. If you know you will not give refund, please don't say I will give refund. Don't say 100% money back guaranteed when you know you won't do it. If you know you cannot deliver on Wednesday, don't go and say I'll deliver on Wednesday. Be as much as possible. They say under promise and over deliver, and we need you businesses to stick to that, under promise and over deliver. Now that does not mean that you will give a ridiculously long time. Just it must be realistic, making sure that you know the resources you have available to be able to do. Okay, the second thing is you try to prevent issues. Okay, you didn't succeed in preventing issues. How do you handle the issues that came up? Avoid back and forth arguments. I think we said that. You need to be firm and not rude. There's a difference. You can still state your case without being rude. Okay, and that is something that you need to master the art of. There are so many ways you can do that. Maybe in a subsequent session, if Henry will give us the opportunity, we'll be able to do something like that to target those aspects. Learn to apologize profusely. Now, what it is that some people say that, but me, I've not done anything, which is true. You may not necessarily have done anything. What you are doing is to acknowledge the experience the customer had. So remember, we said it's perception and you can't control how they feel. So you're acknowledging the experience they've had, not necessarily saying that it is I'm to blame. So learn to apologize professionally and profusely. Avoid discussing client issues with their family or friends. If somebody is supposed to, maybe you are supposed to refund somebody and there's an issue and you can't read, and then you now go and call and your husband said I should not even send it to you and that he gave you the money. There's no need. Recently, I saw a comment like that. In fact, it was a whole video. And after the lady narrated her story, she explained that I think she had taken delivery fee already. And when the husband picked the items, the husband was the one supposed to pick the items. After he picked the items, he tipped the guy and and the guy took delivery. It was a communication gap. So the moment the woman called the business owner, started screaming, she apologized. He said, "I'm sorry, it was my fault. I did not give the information." The woman got angry and just cut the line. So in her attempt to try and refund the money, she goes to call the husband. And now the husband says that, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry, I'll speak to my wife." The woman calls her very angry. "Are you trying to steal my husband?" So you see, people have perception. So if you want to be professional, you have to, as much as possible, try and read the clients you were dealing with. If there's any issue, you can even leave a message that you're trying to reach her rather than giving the entire information to their family or friend. Okay. And then please don't engage on personal matters when they've not invited you. I beg you, if the person is in your shop and they're chatting with their friend and they've not invited you, it is not time for you. And these are mostly for your staff. So these are things you need to teach your staff so that they learn not to do it, so it doesn't cause any troubles for you. Now, to wrap up, key takeaways. Remember that good customer experience is equal to growth. Remember that every business can improve customer experience no matter the size. There's nothing like I'm too big or I'm too small. There's always an opportunity to improve customer experience. And it's not just the people side, it includes the people side, it includes your processes, it includes your products and services. You can start small, but you need to stay consistent. You need to build loyalty step by step. And trust me, you'll be very successful. Every touch point matters. It is not that whether it is the ordering stage, the delivery stage, the feedback provision stage, every aspect of the entire journey matters. And that is actually when you are doing customer experience. Remember to set your expectations clearly and professionally. This is what I can do. I'm not able to do this today, but I will look at it in the future. I apologize, I don't have this available. I will consider this in the subsequent period. Remember to always set your expectations clearly. Remember again that social media is your public stage. So you need to learn to use it wisely to your advantage, right? And my food for thought, if you focus on making money, you will do the wrong thing. But if you focus on doing the right thing, you will make money. And this was William Quashie saying. Okay, so it's been me, Yvonne Quashie. I am a certified customer experience specialist. I'm a certified SME coach. I'm a certified customer service expert, and an executive member of the Customer Experience Professionals Ghana. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm Yvonne Quashie there. Please feel free to reach out, and we'll be happy to support you from UBA. Thank you, Henry. Over to you. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you very much, Yvonne, for that excellent presentation. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. So before we go into well, let me see some I see some more comments coming in. So, Belinda Yada Nkwa Efa sent some love emojis to you. The plus nail says, I can hear you, Yvonne. I think when we're having that network glitch in the earlier in the show. Pearl says, yes, we can hear you. Otelia also sends some claps on what they are doing. Then I saw Professor Robert Ebo Hinson, PhD, D Phil listening and sending some comments. So, Prof, thank you very much for joining the session. So Yvonne and Belinda comes back to say, so true. UBA Gabon joins the conversation and says, hello to Ghana, hello to you guys in Gabon, and thanks for your content yesterday. We're following up with you. We're happy what you did. Evans Amenyo comes to say, on point. Wow. Then Frederick Jesse comes to say, CX, most institutions don't know how to promote their pages. So Yvonne, that's something that maybe you throw a light on when we are done. How do we, can you share some thoughts on how we can help promote our pages? Valerie Adelaide Tete comes to give you some claps and thumbs up. Belinda sends you some claps. Yvonne Amenyo Salah sends some claps and some emojis to you. Mami Bodua Mimi says, thank you, Evie, with some claps and love emoji. Catherine Award from Kenya says, well done, thank you. Then Belinda comes back to say, very well articulated, Yvonne, so insightful, well done. Catherine again on LinkedIn says, well, I didn't mention the platforms where people are sending us messages from, but these are from different platforms and channels. Catherine Award again from Kenya says that very practical insights for SMEs. Thank you very much, Catherine from LinkedIn. Then Naima Marcy on LinkedIn also says very insightful session, Yvonne. Always a pleasure listening to you share your expertise on customer experience. Then we've got Eugenia Ajedanso from Facebook that says that great delivery, Yvonne. You know your staff. Adelaide Valarete again comes back on Facebook and says, thank you, Yvonne. That was an excellent presentation. Selam Cyril Mens on Facebook says, spot on. Thank you, Yvonne. Then Makafui Asante Amponsa on YouTube says, Yvonne the CS Guru, well done. And Diop Asani also on YouTube says, well done, Yvonne. Thank you so much. So, Yvonne, the question on how to promote our pages and what we need to do, maybe if you want to throw some lights on that, we'll be grateful.
Okay, so I think that a lot of times people forget that it's not all the luxurious things that you're putting there, but when
Hi,
people can
Yvonne.
actually. Hello, am I audible? Please, can you confirm if I'm audible? Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you for the confirmation. So basically, you need to, as much as possible, humanize your interactions. Now, all the things we talked about, which is customer experience related, will also fall under building your pages. And one thing you need to understand is that whatever you do in customer experience affects your brand and your
Yes,
perception of
Yvonne,
your
you're
business.
audible. Please go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. Okay, affects your brand and the perception that your customers have of you, which means that as much as possible, when customers are reaching out to you on social media, you need to respond to them. There's nothing worse than people are reaching out to you on social media and you're not minding them. Automatically, even if you trended at some point in time, they'll lose you. Another thing too is that you need to be very, very transparent on your pages. Comments will come, complaints will come. Acknowledge all of those things. It would interest you to know that the more you engage and acknowledge, you're actually improving on your engagement rate, which is a good metric for you on social media. And I have stated categorically that humanizing your business, now that is the key. Let people see some vulnerable side of you. Strategically, of course. Let people see some vulnerable side of you. Let people see the humans behind the brand. One other thing too is people connect with people they trust. So you need to show your face, especially in the space where there are scammers, like I said. You need to let people know, oh, hi, my name is Yvonne. I am the face behind the brand, Nutoli Designs. Let them understand that this is the person and this person is available at all times. Automatically, they are likely to engage. Other things too you can do, and those ones the social media gurus will tell you, you can pick up on trends on TikTok, dance choreos and TikTok trends, the ones that align with the business, what you do. What it does is that people are excited to see that, oh, you know what's going on. You can relate with them. I think these things and a myriad of things, of course, in addition to excellent customer experience, will definitely help businesses to build their brands. Henry, I think I see a question here. How do you ensure consistency on social media amidst the demands of the business? Henry, are you there?
Hi, Yvonne. Thank you so much. So, more questions and comments. Yes. How do you ensure consistency on social media amidst the demands of business? And that's from Eugenia listening on Facebook. Yeah.
Huh, now that's a tough one. It's a tough one because I mean I support a lot of SMEs on the side and I know the demands of the work. One human being doing being the HR, being the operations head and everything. However, we have platforms that you can leverage on. I'm trying to when I'll try and get Henry to send you a few of those platforms that you can use. You can actually schedule, and I know the social media managers will do that for you. If you can afford to get a social media manager, it doesn't have to be somebody that is doing it all the time, but someone that can support. You can use that. However, you can also actually schedule your activities, your posts. So for me, for instance, on Instagram, I can go there and I can schedule posts for a number of days. I just put it. Instagram gives you the opportunity. You post it there, and then it will post it when it gets to those times for you. So you can use all of those things. You can decide that. I know one of my good friends. What she does, she's also a customer experience person. What she does is she has one day that she records all her content. So you see that day she'll do her makeup. She'll do one makeup. When she finishes, she'll wear one dress. When she finishes, she'll change the dress, wear another dress. Prepare all her videos and then she'll post it as and when she gets the opportunity or sometimes she just schedules them. So there are so many opportunities for you to leverage on. Now we have AI. Even you can even use AI to create videos. You can use AI to create voiceovers for you. You know, there's a trend on TikTok. You put it there and the AI speaks for you as if they're engaging with you. Those are also options that you can leverage on. There's a lot there's a lot of technology you can take advantage of. But for time's sake, maybe at a different time we can delve into the specifics of the other things. But yes, you can definitely schedule your post as well. Okay, it will be more work, but it's valuable. All right, thank you, Henry.
Okay. So thank you, Yvonne. Another question highlighted, which is from the Plus Nails. Thank you, Yvonne, for this. You've shared a lot of wisdom on customer experience, and I realized I need to better I need to do better for my business. Glad you found out from this platform. I want to know when it's appropriate time to ask a customer for what is it for feedback. When to ask a customer for feedback.
Okay, so the right time. I think basically it should be after sales. So for instance, you want to go through the end-to-end journey with the customer. So once you have delivered, the customer has received it. If you are a small business owner, and you don't have too many people, you can follow up the next day after the customer has confirmed receipt of the items, and find out if they were satisfied, if there are any things that they want you to change, if they found the process enjoyable or cumbersome. You can take advantage of that. Sometimes you also need to weigh your options. If you know your customer is a busy person, you may not necessarily want to be reaching out all the time. So you can also decide that, okay, once in a while you can create a simple feedback link and just solicit for feedback. But I think generally, as much as possible, so that it's more real time, after the customer has received their items, you may want to go the next day to solicit for feedback from them. I think that's ideal, more ideal. All right. Henry.
Yes, Yvonne, the next question is from Belinda on Facebook, who says, how do I leverage on AI to give good customer experience?
That's a good question. AI is the new thing. Okay, so a lot of times I see that our issue is with communication. Okay, a lot of times I see that the issue is with communication. So you need to learn to communicate effectively, but you may not be the very best at communication. The basic AI that you can leverage is your chat GPT. We have DeepSeek, and you have what do you call it? I think Google also has their own. You can leverage on all those ones to communicate effectively. Look, sometimes it's just miscommunication. It's just the wording that you use, and the customer gets angry. So instead of you, if you're not sure how to handle, maybe it's an irate customer, you're not sure how to handle it, all you have to do is pick that information, put it in your chat GPT or whichever one, ask them to edit it to be more customer experience focused or more service oriented, and it will give you a fantastic response. I also think that you can use AI to help you to structure your process. So, for instance, I enjoy making cards, right? And what I try to do as much as possible is to try and see what could be the possible gaps, what could be the possible things that customers would want to see in the cards that I create. And what it does for me, AI gives you so much opportunity, so many information that you can actually sit back, look at it and see what is relevant to your business. Or you can also decide that, okay, so I own a business and I do XYZ. What can I do to improve on my customer experience? And you can give AI the entire nature of your business, and you'll be able to get information. Now, remember that I spoke about the platforms that you can use to help your business. It's important to have if you have AI that can create videos for you, that can make it appealing. If you have AI that you can, even Canva has AI embedded in Canva for your designs. It can help design a full flyer for you. All these things that we talk about, AI can help you to achieve them. Of course, some of those platforms are a little, expensive, but there are also the free ones that you can take advantage of. So I think AI can help you with communicating effectively. If you can leverage AI to be automatically responding to customers for you as well, especially when you're out of office and all of that, you can also do that. You can also use AI to give you insights as to how you can. Maybe you don't have the finances to get a consultant in the immediate. Of course, getting a consultant is extremely important because it will help to curate the experience for your customers. But if you don't have that in the immediate, AI can also step in to help you to achieve that. So I think it's a myriad of opportunities that AI gives us, and you can take advantage of that as well. Thank you, Belinda, for this question. Henry, please go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Yvonne. And so For more comments and feedback, we've got okay. So Eugenia says thank you for responding to her question. Before I go to Kingsley's question, there was also Klenam Amuzu, who is connecting with us on Facebook. Thank you, Klenam. All right. So Kingsley asked two questions. So Yvonne, I'd like to box the two questions into one so you can take it for us. So Kingsley first says that to what extent can one replace the human customer experience with a digital one? And then what is the degree of impact a company's product and service can have on customer experience? So let's look at putting the two together. The degree of impact a company's product or service can have on CX and the extent to which we can replace human CX with a digital one.
Okay. So first of all, let me talk about what is the degree of impact a company's product and services can have on CX. The thing about it is that CX does not begin at the delivery stage. We spoke about the fact that CX is the entire journey, right? Everything, anything can influence. So it's extremely important that when you are handling CX, it's even from the design stage, even conceptualization of your products, even the way you want to curate your service. It starts from the top. Is if you have, some SMEs, you guys are really big, so you may have the higher levels. If you are the owner of the business, you need to know that the CX is starting from you, and the items, what you decide to do, how you design your products and your services will definitely impact CX. Now, why do I say this? If you have designed a service that says that, look, I'm not going to be serving students, automatically you have marginalized students. So anybody within that range will definitely not want you. And I'm not talking about high-end products and things like that. What I'm saying is that as much as you decide that I'm not going to do this, you need to understand that it will have an impact on CX. So if your product has been designed in a way that it is not, and that's why we talk about user experience. Let's take your let's say mobile app. I work in a bank, so obviously I would use mobile app. So let's take a mobile app. If you have designed the mobile app in such a way that it is more cumbersome to use, it is not the human being that is going to be is causing the problem. It is the user experience. It is the flow of the customer using the mobile app. So in that case, it is not the impact is being had from the product and the way the product has been designed. So it has a high impact on customer experience. That is just the demonstration I'm trying to give you. However, you decide, whatever policies you put in place, whatever products you design will have a direct impact on your customer experience. If you say that for this service, you have to move from here to here to here to here, and that process is so cumbersome, automatically that is what you've designed, but that is the impact. The impact it will have on your CX is that customers will say, you know what, your business is cumbersome, I can't use it, right? So the degree of impact is really high when you look at it from that angle. And so yes, it's very important that when you are curating customer experience, you start from the beginning, the design stage. You need to sit down, have your stakeholders agree. This is what I want my customers. This is the emotions I want my customers to have when they engage with this product. And then you backtrack. How do I get that emotion by designing the product in that way? So it has a high degree. Now, you said, Henry, you said something about I think it was human against digital or AI. I just want to be sure. To what extent can one replace human customer experience with a digital one? I think that we're actually getting to the point where digital is becoming extremely important. But then again, you need the digital space also needs the human impact. You need somebody that can emote effectively. So I think what we are going to get to is, as much as possible, we are going to be reducing the effort that goes into delivering service by leveraging digital. What it is that the digital cannot do it on its own. It is human beings that are going to do it. So to a high degree, you need to understand, you need to grow with the changes, you need to get with the times. As things are changing, you cannot be doing the same old things. So yes, it's beautiful to have the human interaction, but you also need the digital because a lot of us have become digital inclined. So we are not going to be coming to your business all the time. However, you cannot also take the human interaction out because people also want to connect. Remember, we talked about building trust. I cannot just be building trust when I don't have a human being facing the brand, the face behind the brand. That is also important. And so the human customer experience, as much as it is going to be waning down a bit, what it is that you're going to need more human beings that are technically inclined to manage the digital ones to be supporting. It's the reason why even when you talk about the digital native in the digital native companies, like companies that are digitally inclined, they still have a support system because you see, the system will need somebody that is supporting. What it is for you is that you have to now equip yourself to be able to market yourself to handle those things. So yes, there's some extent to which there will be replacements, with the digital space. But trust me, human customer experience can never be wiped out completely. Not at all. It can rather work hand in hand to make the experience better. And I think that is my position on this particular question. Henry?
Wow, thank you very much, Yvonne, for that insights that you've shared with us. Body click also listening to us from YouTube or watching us from YouTube. Send you some love emojis for your insight that you shared. There are lots of comments coming in, but all too soon our time is up. Thank you so much. It's already been an hour of discussing customer experience and relationship management and how to drive conversations across channels. And thank you so much. So, Yvonne, having gone through all of this, what will be your final comments or your final words to us?
Okay, so I think I am extremely happy to know the engagements that are going on with customer experience. There's a lot of work that we have to do, but I want to remind you that you have to be consistent and you have to start. You can start slow, you can start small, but whatever you do, you have to continue. You have to be consistent with it. And if you should need any support, please feel free to reach out to us in UBA. One of the things that we're trying to do here, like we have said, is to bring the human side of our brand. And so if you need any support, why not? Please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to support you. On the personal level too, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I try as much as possible to respond to all my inbox, the messages in my direct email. So you can feel free to reach out to me there. And I'm happy to be here to have had this session with you. Thank you all for joining. Let's keep pushing for customer experience to improve for our customers. Thank you. Personal level too, you can reach out.
All right. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for joining us for this month's business series. It's been an exciting time spending time with you this morning, and we hope that your time was very well spent with us. Watch the space where many more content to come your way on the UBA Ghana Business Series. And we're going to be sharing a lot of insights and nuggets that to help you grow your business. Amenyesala says, well done, Yvonne. Adelaide Valarikate says 100% gives you some, post up. Yvonne, Belinda comes to say, give you some emojis, congratulations. First bumps here. Body Click says CX Guru. So, I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Spread the word, share the message, get somebody to also learn, share the link with somebody. Let somebody go and watch this. The links will be available on our pages on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and people can still, get a recap of what we discussed this morning. I will continue to share some nuggets from this session with you on our social media pages. So watch out for this and many more to come. The next one coming to you is going to be a bigger one than this, because every month we take it a notch higher. And so keep watching this space, and more to come from UBA. Thank you very much, and have a very lovely working day.